Well, I hadn't been at Quiet Oaks very long when I first met Bob and his wife Amy. Bob Flipsek is with us tonight to share a few words. We'll look forward to hearing from him. But the love that those two shared and the concern for one another were evident, and both were embraced as part of the family of Quiet Oaks. And Bob continues to be a part of that family today. He is chef extraordinaire, he's the webmaster, he helps out in a pinch, he's always there to assist. We are so grateful that he's been a volunteer, but he's also an individual who's been touched by and served by Quiet Oaks. So I invite Bob Flipsek up to the podium to share a few words with us.
Yeah, let's see here. Okay. Yeah, I think she told you my intro. Amy spent her last 8 days at Quiet Oaks after a bout with lung cancer. I was going to talk about stuff I talk about when I'm out there, which is sacred space and magic and even debt, because I feel this huge, wonderful, joyous debt to Quiet Oaks. But I threw all those out. Instead, I'll start with a story about my sister Sue. When Amy was at Quiet Oaks, Sue came up to help me. And I didn't see her at the door. She showed up and I was in Amy's room or something was happening. And I went back to the back family room. And Sue was back there. And she was crying, and I kind of expected crying. There was a lot of crying back then. But she was also gasping for air. And she was really having trouble. And I said, Sue, what's wrong? And she just looked around and she said, this is what we dreamed. This is what we wanted to create. And she had never told me the story. She lives in Eau Claire, and she and her sister had tried to start a hospice, a private hospice. And through lack of support in the community, and for a lot of reasons, it stayed open for 2 months. And so she walked into Quiet Oaks, and it was her dream. I mean, it was a running, viable dream, and she just broke down. And I tell that, I want to go back, because my family's got a history with hospice. Sue didn't just start a hospice because something she had come up with. My dad was a hospice volunteer between a couple of different diagnoses of cancer. But he spent his 4 last days at NC Little, which is a hospice down in the Twin Cities. And so our family had experience with hospice, a deep and joyful and indebted. I mean, we knew hospice. So it was a no-brainer when Amy got sick and got sicker that she would go to Quiet Oaks. I mean, not even a question. Tell all this story because I think for me, and for maybe some people, Quiet Oaks was never a sure thing. Quiet Oaks doesn't work everywhere. People don't start Quiet Oaks things like this in other communities. It's hard work. I think there were probably 100 ways it could have gone wrong before it went right. It's hard work every day, and to me, Quiet Oaks is a testament to Central Minnesota, to this community, to the people here, to all of the people who support it, all of the corporate sponsors. This is a testament, a strong testament to what we do, to what we've done, and what we continue to do. What it says about our community emotionally overwhelms me, which is why I'm going to grab this. It's an interesting word, testament, because we use it in a couple of different contexts. We also use it in a biblical context. We have a New Testament and we have an Old Testament. I think Quiet Oaks is a testament in a very biblical sense. It has all of the elements of a great Bible story, or many great Bible stories. It's got lessons on how to live and lessons on how to die. It's got miracles. Sarah, who I just met, would tell you some of the miracles. It's got angels, our nurses. It's got inspiration, and sometimes the things I see out there are divinely inspired. There is redemption. I'll attest to that. There are even revelations. We have built a testament in the biblical sense of the word. Lessons, stories. In some ways, we are writing the gospel of Quiet Oaks. Now, someone with a better rhetorical flourish than me, someone who is used to getting up and talking in front of audiences, actually doing sermons in front of audiences, which is what this is sounding like, would be telling you, well, the gospel according to Quiet Oaks is this, and the gospel according to Quiet Oaks is that, and I'm not going to do that. Because the gospel of Quiet Oaks is written in your hearts, and you know it. You know it by heart. It's etched in there, and some days it aches. The gospel according to Quiet Oaks is not written in ink. It's written in tears and hot dish. It's written in morphine and Friday night pizza. It's written in oak leaves, and it's written in hands holding each other like there's no tomorrow. Now, as an aside, as someone who likes to read things, I thought, boy, if we knew a really talented writer, she could write this testament. She could put it in ink and paper. I would read that book. That book wouldn't be brilliant. That book wouldn't be epic. That book would be biblical. This testament that we wrote, or we continue to write, is for our families, our loved ones who have passed. It is not to aggrandize our courage, our wisdom, or our insight. And there's plenty of that in the room tonight. It is for our children, as any testament is. It is so they don't ask that question, what do we do at the end of life? Quiet Oaks has answers. When there are no good choices, Quiet Oaks provides a right choice. There's a band coming to town. It's a rock band called Cloud Cult, and they're going to come to St. Cloud State in 2 weeks or less than 2 weeks. And I've been listening to a lot of their lyrics. So I'll just finish with that. Lyrics in one of their most recent songs are, God gave us words. They were, I love you, please, and thank you. God gave us thirst, and it's the hunger for the universe. God gave us feet, so we can find our own way home. For myself, speaking for myself, when my feet find their own way home, they take me to Quiet Oaks quite often. Thank you.
One of the things that moved me with Bob and Amy's story, and you'll see the rose petals around the table. When Amy passed, Bob sprinkled the bed with rose petals, and it was a real, very touching moment for all of us at Quiet Oaks. We had the opportunity to listen to some beautiful harp music. Amy played the harp. Her teacher, Sherry Kimball, is here, and Sherry has her own journey and story with Quiet Oaks, and we'll get to hear a little bit of her husband Bill's music in just a moment here. But Sherry played harp for us this evening. I want to thank her for sharing her gift of music. That music filled the halls of Quiet Oaks on a number of occasions as she came out, and now as she chooses to come out and still share that music.